Hi everybody, it's Leanne from No Cure for Happy. I wanted to touch base with all of my supporters who have been with me since the beginning and who continue to comment and like all of my videos and start some really great conversations surrounding the topic of breast cancer. And I wanted to say a special thank you to you guys because I haven't put out a lot of videos and updates lately, and I don't want to say that I owe you this video out of guilt or out of any sort of sense of obligation, but I do think that for those of you who have stuck around this long and have been invested in my health and well-being, I do owe it to you guys to give you a little bit of an update of how 2025 went for me. So I want to, without focusing too much on the negative, I want to give you just a high-level overview of some of the things that I dealt with. Related to treatment, I had disease progression while on first line of treatment, and it happened at a time of year where I live where driving can be a little treacherous, and long story short, I was denied treatment at a local cancer treatment facility, which led to me needing to understand and have some transparency within our healthcare system so that I could advocate for myself and other patients to receive this treatment at this particular location. It led me to learn many things I never expected to learn about our Canada Health Act and our Provincial Health Act and the rights of a patient. And when you're navigating terminal illness, especially an illness like cancer where there are specialized centers in our province, we've come to expect as patients a standard of care across the board, no matter what center you're being treated in. So when I came up against barriers with respect to my care, I took it personally, and I ran to the top of the food chain with respect to that. And after speaking to the Minister of Health several times, as well as hearing from Alberta Health Services with respect to some official findings and reportings from them, and working with some other governing agencies to do some investigative action and glean the root cause and the root issue of this problem that I encountered, and then to reform. So I know I'm saying a lot just to say a very little, but the truth is a lot of these things are still up in the air, and I'm, although at the tail end of things where I can allow investigations to go forward and what will be, and I no longer have to actively participate in these things and let it suck up my energy, I have put it into the background and let it run in the background. So I don't want to dig up all of that right now with you, but I did spend quite a bit of time in 2025 on that matter, but I made a lot of progress. It was very fruitful. I learned a lot of skills. I learned a lot of information I didn't know before. And if anything, it left me feeling more empowered and helping, good about helping other people. As far as my health goes, everything is really stable right now. I want you guys to know that cancer has its side projects. It has its side hustles. We all know that. Mine are of no consequence to anybody. It's just one thing after the next for any of us and all of us. So it's all the same pile of you know what for everybody. And it does nobody any good to drone on and on about it. But I will say that I've struggled with maintaining my own calcium levels, not due to the bone metastases, but unfortunately due to an undiagnosed condition regarding my parathyroid. I'll never be able to manage calcium on my own ever again. So sadly, it got to a critical point, and I got so deep in the hole with that metabolically I was glitching out, and it took me a really long time, and I'm still working on supplementation and getting back to homeostasis on that front. calcium's been a project. We've dubbed it the Calcium Project. So we've had the Advocacy Project, we've had the Calcium Project. So many projects this year. I think that's pretty much all I'm going to say right now. I think what people don't realize is that this was on top of my day-to-day management of my disease, my every 3-month interval management of the disease. See, I call these things cancer periodicals. So all of my cancer periodicals, all of that stuff is still a full-time job. And so when cancer decides to start a side hustle, all of your energy gets pulled and redivided and redistributed, and finding balance again can be really, really challenging. And I know so many out there, so many of you out there right now are shaking your heads going, yes, she gets it. Oh my God, she gets it. Okay, I really do get it. It's an invisible disease, and a lot of people think, oh, I can't see it, therefore this person isn't very sick. And I don't identify as a sick person, okay? But there is no but. And I think it's unfortunate because we could use more support. Okay? Kicking someone when they're down. Listen, we all know the old adage, you never know what someone's going through. Like, that is so true with invisible illness, quote unquote, because there are some times where, like, it definitely looks like I'm not thriving. Like right now I am in the middle of like a massive Crohn's flare, and I've not been thriving. So my weight has gone up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm in the middle of a, mineral deficiency, that crisis of my body that's made my hair and nails so brittle, and I think it's due to the medicine, to be honest. So on the one hand, the medicine's saving my life, but on the other hand, I have no quality of nails or hair anymore. One of my subscribers and gals one of my breast cancer besties really, that I talk to a lot on here. Hi, Scotland. How's it going? They asked, sorry, I didn't mean to misgender anybody. I apologize. I didn't mean to assume. But they asked me what I do for my hair game. And the truth is that most of this is not my own. Most of this is extensions. And my own hair is really limited to basically my horseshoe area, this area right here, as well as a small amount underneath. It's very subject to breakage. It doesn't grow in the same way that it used to. It's baby fine. It doesn't take to dye and toner the way it once did. It doesn't bleach to the level that it once did. My nails are very, very paper thin and brittle and soft and sore. I play the guitar, so it's been a bit of a challenge with that. I do a lot of fine work with my fingers, so there's been a lot of challenge there. Due to my hormone therapy, I have really, really dry eyes, so occasionally I don't know what it's due to, actually. It could even be due to my Crohn's, but occasionally I have inflammation of my eyeballs. Like, literally my eyeballs will feel 3 times the size that they should be, and they'll be red and like gravel, and I won't be able to see, and I'll feel like my eyes are burned. And maybe they are. I don't know, maybe it's the serum that has retinol or something, some sort of snail mucin from some sort of Korean beauty product that I use, has like gotten into my eyes, because I'm terrible with washing my face at night. So my pillowcase, even though I have a wonderful husband who changes the sheets for us once a week, go clean sheets night, yay. It still migrates, right? It still migrates into your eyes. So I've stopped sleeping with a fan. I've started using different drops. Yada, 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 yada. I have dry eyes, okay? Everything's dry, if you want the truth. If you stuck around this long, 9 minutes, 54 seconds, Everything is dry, okay? I once read someone, and I'm going to leave you with this. For everybody who has stayed around this long, I'm going to leave you with this little treasure. I once read a comment about a lady in real life, a lady out there in the wild who has dealt with clinical menopause through, therapeutic menopause through medication. So estrogen suppression, things like that. She asked, what is the one thing, the one unexpected benefit to clinical menopause that nobody talks about? And I was reading all of her comments like I was getting paid, okay? So I'm going to share with you what her top comment was. I'm going to leave this with you, okay? I can't believe I'm about to say this. One of the unexpected benefits of menopause in general, especially at 49, is that everything down there just looks so much prettier and trim and tiny. And some people might refer to it medically as atrophy, but me and my husband, we refer to it completely differently. And so do I. As a girly who has always struggled with like her identity down there and like what it looks like and making sure that like my bubble gum wasn't too much for everybody, you know. Not everybody. Not everybody. A select few, okay, children? This video is not for kids. Okay, I'm done. I love you guys. Thanks for sticking around this long. I owed you an update. I'm doing okay, all right? I'm struggling here and there. You know, let's talk about it more in the comments, okay? That's my video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support, for real. You've really been there for me. You've really shown up. And I see you. I talk to you guys. So talk to me, okay? Okay? Love you. See you real soon in the next video.